So what's going on, everyone? I hope you're having a good day. Today we're going to be discussing some really interesting new information which has come out for Black Ops 4, which is a variety of different rumored details on various parts of the game which have reportedly leaked and was shared yesterday by Charlie Intel over on their blog. Now, they've clarified, and I want to clarify as well, that there's no indication that the information that they've shared is accurate, so take it with a grain of salt. But regardless if this becomes true or not, and you guys don't want any specific spoilers on Black Ops 4, we're going to be talking stuff about Blackout as well as the specialist stories within this video. If you don't want any spoilers of any kind, if this does pertain to be real, then I would advise you click off this video now. But if you're still watching, then obviously you want to hear what these details are all about. And again, we don't know if this is 100% confirmed, legitimate information, but it's interesting nonetheless. And especially with the Blackout beta less than 3 weeks away, hearing new information about it is indeed very exciting. So if you guys like what you hear, I'd love to know what you think down below in the comment section on this. And if you're excited for Black Ops 4 and all of this stuff, then make sure you drop a thumbs up on the video. I'll have all the links down below in the description to the original sources for this information, but let's jump right into it. So with regards to Blackout, we're all itching to hear some new information about it, and the first new details we've heard is that Cracked and Array from Black Ops 1 have been remastered into Blackout areas. I believe we've not seen either of these maps remastered in any way, shape or form in Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 3 as their own remastered multiplayer maps, so that's going to be very exciting. And I mean, any Black Ops 1 multiplayer map is a fan favourite in my opinion, and I'm sure it's going to go down well. Again, we don't know if this is 100% confirmed, but we'll just have to wait and see if we get some sort of Blackout trailer where we can see more areas, but it wouldn't be put past me if they weren't going to include these maps. We also got some details that there are doors, just like in PUBG and Fortnite, which can be open and closed. So if there's specific small shacks or areas, you can keep the doors open or you can keep them closed. I'd love to see if there's any sort of environmental effects where you can shoot down parts of the doors and be able to look into it and still open the doors. That would be cool. There's scavengeables just like in heist mode, but I think that's a no-brainer. And it says while it's aimed to have zombies present in some areas such as Verrucht, this may not make it into the Blackout beta. I really hope this isn't the case, but if this was to be true, it would at least leave a bit of a surprise for the full release of Blackout in the main game of Black Ops 4 in October, so that not all of the secrets of the map are revealed within the beta. And I touched on this the other day, but just because there are 100 player slots in Blackout doesn't necessarily mean the mode is going to support it. These slots could be used for testing purposes and may not actually reflect the final mode. And you do in fact parachute into the map after gliding in on a wingsuit. So that explains everything when it comes to the wingsuit and the parachute scenario. You glide in on a wingsuit and then you parachute into the map. This is where things get really spoiler heavy, and we don't know for sure if this is even going to be in the full game, but there is supposedly a new mode inside of Black Ops 4 which is called Outboarding, or along the lines of the name Outboarding, which is a training tutorial mode to basically get you used to the sort of physics and gunplay and everything to do with Call of Duty. But the spoiler is that this is going to feature Sergeant Frank Woods and Reznov, and Woods wakes up from some sort of simulation, perhaps ran by the Specialist organization. Now, when the PC beta dropped for Black Ops 4, there were various audio files leaked and uploaded onto the Black Ops 4 subreddit, and I did go onto the subreddit during the PC beta and did see a post regarding some audio leaks which pertain to some text-to-speech from Sergeant Frank Woods and Alex Mason. These were weird audio lines which weren't recorded yet by the actors and were text-to-speech, and of course I'm not going to include any of this in the video, but this could have been cut and instead replaced by the Specialist Stories mode, or this could be a mode that we will actually see within the full game, and that's why we'll see a brief cameo from the classic Black Ops characters Sergeant Frank Woods and Reznov and Mason. Now, jumping into the Specialist Stories mode, and this is essentially going to be the replacement for the single-player campaign in Black Ops 4. Not many of us actually remember this was going to be in the game, but this sounds like a really big deal, as these are all actually very large-scale Call of Duty single-player missions, which go ahead and explain the backstory of each specialist. Now, the details mentioned here are just small parts of larger missions, and these are somewhat of what we might see, but there's still much more to each specialist mission. And some of these details are so descriptive that if someone was making this up, then they definitely have a lot of time on their hands to come up with all of this sort of detail, which makes me really feel like some of these details are real. So there's missions for every specialist, of course. Ruin, Firebreak, Recon, Crash, and Seraph are mentioned within this particular detail here, but they all sound like full-scale missions like you would see in a single-player campaign, but instead it's labeled as specialist stories, which is really, really cool. There's also mention of 2 weapons which we've not seen before in the beta. One's a small launcher similar to the Black Cell from Black Ops 3, and there's an assault rifle with angular lines on its receiver and curved iron sights. And the last big thing to mention is there's already some details about in-game events for Black Ops 4, which is crazy because the game's not even here yet, but obviously we'd expect this, and apparently they've been developing variants of weapons and specialists under the theme of Day of the Dead and Halloween. This includes a Halloween-themed supply drop, and this could change as they're still making decisions apparently on how to handle microtransactions within Black Ops 4, but as we can see here, here's an image of some themed specialists, and this was leaked on the PlayStation Store at the start of the month, which is a pre-order bonus. If you pre-order Black Ops 4, you're going to get some additional specialist outfits, and these do line up very well to a Day of the Dead and Halloween theme, and the game comes out a few weeks before Halloween, so it does make a little bit of sense, and hopefully we can see some of these events cross over into zombies. I won't really go into any of the detail on the Specialist Stories mode missions because these sound really cool, and even though they're small parts of larger missions, there is some details here which could spoil a little bit of a surprise in how the specialists are brought together, and I actually can't wait to see how Treyarch flesh this out, because it's something which, if you paid attention in the Black Ops 3 multiplayer and Kill Confirmed, all the specialists drop their own dog tags which have specific details, and even selecting the specialists in the game of Black Ops 3 have some very small minor backstory which you can unlock. So it'd be cool to see this more fully explained, and also this does give us a little bit of a surprise and delight actually that there is seemingly quite a big single player here, even if it's not your typical Black Ops campaign focused on the original Black Ops characters, instead focus on specialists, and will give some more meaning to these characters when we play them in multiplayer. But that's all I've got for you guys in this video. I'd love to know your thoughts on this down below in the comments section. If you guys enjoyed and you're excited for Black Ops 4, make sure you drop a thumbs up down below. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my future uploads here on the channel. And until next time, I will catch you later.